successful planting season last year. I think the harvest for most of the crops, whether rice or cassava or maize or vegetables, all landed on the dawn. Farmers are on the move for begin for process. So quickly last year, I just run people then down some of the major things that we'll achieve last year. And 2024, that cycle then and I mean the full complete cycle in the implementation of the president in flagship. In that year, they we see say we increase how much rice production take place in the country by about 15%. That allow we for jump we rise self-sufficiency from about 64% to close to 70%. Then a big leap, now a big jump. We do that only because the president make a call. Plenty people that across the country respond to that call. In fact, part of the issue what we get now, people that plant rice, plenty we forget for member how for harvest, we forget for think about storage facility. But for me, a positive learning where people then respond, and then that reaction day, we go inform we planning for 2025. The other thing will happen also is we not only put more area under cultivation, we also say we increase the yield. For make we produce rice in this country more within they can say competitively, meaning your price fine past the other one we person and the other person they sell or within the import. We need for increase the yield. And now the back last year we see say will be there at 1.78 metric tons annually across the country nationally. And this year, after we don't do a thorough yield analysis, we are close to about 2.2 metric tons per hectare. Very big deal for we. And all of this we put out a credit facility where $10 million credit facility from Bank of Sierra Leone and the Commercial Bank and Corporation. We see say the first they will do this now only 2 people then apply and take and pay back. This time we don't get 12 people them don't apply and don't receive the money. In fact, just 2 days ago, one of the people then the companies we take this money here just don't launch the first ever industrial grade feed mill for poultry where they produce close to over 25 metric tons of complete feed for the poultry sector, right? So we do plenty of them and then last year we do small inland valley swamp very key because one it really allow we farmer them, encourage you farmer them for stop upland rice cultivation. Upland rice cultivation not so good because farmer then they do that shifting cultivation and the courtier plants left they then go burn other side again and do all that they create this deforestation we not good for we. And then the yield back per upland not so good, but inland valley swamp where the yield now one of the best ecologies them you go able to do cultivate multiple times a year, 2-3 times, and some technology don't do now some rice variety don't do now where if you plant them one time you cut them, if you need for do anything they cut them fine it they grow again. And we don't see this now. China will go IITA with the president we see him and we try for bring that kind of technology in now, but they're not going to work if we not develop with inland valley swamp there. So now make we encourage them. So really last year we do plenty things and us we cultivate, we do plenty vegetables, we do plenty onions. We partnership with PC and Sons, just they grow. PC and Sons start small with 5 hectares to 10 hectares last year, then do up to 50 hectares, and then we support 1,000 farmers in an outgrower scheme, so much so that the yabas will then produce yabas. I think you don't even need to tell people that now if you go to market yabas they plenty, the price they don't. The first month where I come on this job, yabas crisis been there, but with intervention with the farmer that will organize and the private sector, we don't begin see that impact there. And we report the 1 year report we'll write, we document all NTIOC say close to over $24 million where importation of rice don't count on, the quantity and the value where we import don't count on, of yabas don't count on, of chicken and eggs all long candle. And we hope that trend they continue because inside we feed Salone program That are the main objective then where we set. And we not set a normal because we want for set them. We set them because then get widespread economic consequences if you reduce how much you import per all NTA. One, that pay we they pay for buy rest other side. That money we they gonna job for other person they cut down. If you reduce how much they import, that forex, because na dollar you they use for bring rest, you they put on a union bank of Sierra Leone, they put on there, we go make we economy bankable, we go bolster we exchange rate, right. and we don't see say we exchange rate unstable because of some modern efforts here. We do last year we raise plenty obviously last year we do the big pledge. Now since the pledge way people they make up to 800 million, Boku don't come as a reality. I'll just name some for you. We don't sign a program with 105 million for livestock. We na ISDB, IFAD, and OPEC fund. They've all been there with them pledge for the president na Vienna or bingo. The EU don't give it 35 million euros for implement. We just signed down the January. ISDB they currently in town with the work for another $40 million cassava project, all from them pledge then they would make, and we don't give some pre-feasibility studies. So we don't do plenty in them. We they raise money, we they see the impact, and we ready for 2025. Can't tell people then say the planting season don't start. The main planting season don't start for plenty in there. If you grow rice, if you grow corn, if you grow soy, even vegetable for begin for plant now, the season don't start. Now the first main message down the one so that una we been planted last year for farming a cycle. They farm 1 year, you stop. Now a repeated you do you harvest, they do all over again. So the term don't come again. And my first message and if I can remind people them, and I got to go across the country for engage farmer them for reminding this, and we do this ceremonial starting of the planting season. But for this season, I want to talk about a number of things and we really do as ministry for try for address some of the things that we'll learn from last year. So of course last year one of the major things always the first thing we tried last year than the previous year in terms of timeliness. So the timeliness when the machine them for start, when the seed them for go, when the fertilizer them for go, all and the last year what we do, we do get a lot of support through projects. We make sure say December we don't do all the annual work plan, we don't agree upon all the budget don't send and to all the donor they don't say that the work plan is. So that come January, then January, because we know so we rely on plenty tractor that what to do, we try for ask let all the machinery there, let them assemble the machine and do and with the day with the work, then when they work let them assemble at the district headquarters town for know how much machine they actually day for for the planting season. And what will they do this year? What I want for this is a big announcement for people. We don't decide say anybody will get 1 or 2 tractors and then districts them. If you get someone for contact with whether not the district agriculture officer with it or Canada Ministry of Agriculture, we they make sure say we work with you, because we don't find out say every year the existing machine that will be by then they break down, and we don't see new people then the private people then they buy machine them. Just everyday people that they say oh I don't buy 3 machine, I don't buy 4 tractors. So we want to bring that in at the pool for allow we for make sure say we meet the demand for plowing, harrowing where they can start. We don't already start in some places. So now one message, we don't put that notice there out, come engage with we they do about we they do close to 36,000 hectares for rest no more this year. And then we also do another maybe 3,000 or 4,000 for maize for feed. All land they do in big areas will require mechanization. So we encourage people for reach we directly, not to them machinery and not being able to work with any private individual for do that. Okay. So now the first announcement what they do, what I want to make. The other is that we really focus on inland valley swamps this year. When I go see me Pantractor all landing at the Bully lands, but when I go for see me I then swamp them back, because we really this year we want to do 5,000 of that because of the potential for help with climate change, the yield advantage we get, and the fact that farmer then go on that same plot of land do maybe multiple cycles. We they do this year where they do up to 420 feeder roads where already the contractor they don't identify them and they for start just before the rains and they will continue for do that. We they do that and then we hub area then we don't identify. And finally this year we did plenty work that happened at then hub and then 3 hub that we don't identify for say for rest. So then Toma Boom, Bondapi and Mambolo we get rice mill and we don't position they bring new industrial one then the irrigation work they go on na Toma Boom very well na Cambia we work with African Development Bank as part of them pledge them we can do as SAPZ on a special agro processing zone for rice that area they for make that place a full complete industrial cluster for we. So all land this year it kick off and we believe say we will address plenty of them in it. And then the one thing where people then concerned with now harvesters and storage, the lesson will be learned from last year. We put in for harvester and late then come towards the middle and the tail end of the harvesting season. So even though people them they struggle, but we get 15 harvester that we come as the season done, we pack, right? But we not sit down in order for do. We don't even we put in again this year. For make sure say we get harvester that we then will come so that when by the time November, December people then harvest, we get harvester there.
Okay.
And then finally one last one, fertilizer and then herbicides them. Now import to the importer. If we need for let them there by June, July, we farmer they need and now for sign contract with them, we don't make all our planning for say let happen so that we will meet the planting season this year. The season they start. The people that always say they supply seeds to we this year, we don't identify them. We give them what they call early generation seed, meaning this not good seed where they not plant yet. We just come out from the breeder there for let them multiply. So we sabi them people there, they don't grow and they don't multiply. We don't go see them stores, the seed them we work with them now for let them pre-position them seed them. But before then they pre-position them, then they go clean them back and get cleaning certificates so that we show say yes the germination rate for each of them seed they are go make. So we don't identify them, which we did well ahead last year. By now we still remember how for identify them, how much for pay them, who side and they all learning all this year. Same way so back for fertilizer. I don't tell all the projects say by next week, end of next week, therefore sign contract because they are now buying the ban and import and bring and come. Danny not been there now late maybe April, May. Now some people then get fertilizer contract last year. I say the be this year. By next week, then for sign contract the people they bring fertilizer and herbicides for the planting season this year.
In name that Dr. Musa Kpaka and
thing that will be difficult last year. But every time we say we implement something, then they say, oh, we go look for beneficiary list. Last year, because of the rush, we not be able to verify much. But this year, the same beneficiary list them when they say they give it, we don't get them long term. We ask for them the 15th of February. Now we say we forget all beneficiary lists with them projects and again. The district agriculture officer then right now then they verify other than they when are actually beneficiaries we go benefit from this. So we don't we for by what's in now March, by the end of this month we finalize all land we call farmer they individually, especially the one where they get e-voucher support from we they call them for ensure say okay you na real farmer who say you day they don't go see you land and appropriate for machines. But the issue really, I think, it's also less about whether the right person will not be the get them because then they go work for farmer them and then they grow people then they then go work for. You go be say okay something not a small holder farmer but a big farmer or whatever, right? So we try for limits down there. But the issue really not that we're not being get enough. And we're still not gonna forget enough this year, but would they try for cover not just by relying on waiting day at the machine ring where the government may support. I make that announcement. I say anybody will get if you get 1 or 2 tractors on that district then come forward. The community was a day. We know so they do some work there. We will give you contract for like plow harrow and seed harrow for we. Then they get for help a lot. Because a lot of the times the people that they want for work, then go know without get machine at the area. Right. But now for let government give them that support no more, for let them do that work for them. So the strategy that they would use this year for make sure they will overcome that.
Alright. the 2023 election, one of our flagship program get for do with the feed salon, and we did about 2 years now, over 2 years now. What's in the happen so far with the feed salon project?
Plenty don't happen, sir. Feed salon get plenty goals. One of the goals that will be set that for reduce importation of critical staple foods, rice, yabas, chicken and eggs, and on all land. If you look with 1 year reports, you see the trend they go down. They reduce both the quantity and the value of importation of them food, and the goal have been also for extend and increase the area under land cultivation so that we'll go match local production. Last year we increased by over 15% land cultivation. The goal have been also for increase the yield for the main commodity, the rest included. We increased yield from 1.7 to 2.2 metric tons per hectare. The goal have been also for increase the value and volume of agricultural commodities that will export, mostly cocoa, cashew, and in some cases oil palm. We don't see all that in our reports. You will see say we don't increase export value for them. The goal have been for create jobs for young people. This year alone, in preparation for the planting season, na put local, and we start this back na Sena na Moyambayanda. Na put local through partnership with the private person FM Investments. We train 140 young people that how for drive, operate, repair, maintain and repair tractors. We would put in a database where they go get work for people that don't want for hire. We they do that in a put local with the brand can and Moyamba for work with for provide financing for the agricultural sector. I just talk about the $10 million credit facility where people they don't take. I give you one example, just not Eastern farmers, then industrial grade poultry feed mill. We got up with the don't take and where they bring specialized equipment for processed rice, for clean rice seed. So the impact of feed salon in terms of what they see at the ground, the impact in terms of the main call for let people then be proudful of for involved in farming, the motivation day, the momentum day, and the call for let international partners and private sector partners look Salone as a serious country who want to put food insecurity behind them. We want for use the food system as a way for boost the economy, which by the way for we now we stage are the only way down the really where we get people then they respond to that call. I think we don't get over 1.2 billion investments just for the agricultural sector, whether that directly to we when I just the news for NAXA way then they go all align. So this call where the president make on feed salon for make sure say people then coalesce and provide resources, technical support, all we don't build critical partnerships where in the next year or two we go see OCP then can help we for build a blending fertilizer plant na here. Okay. We just come on Nigeria na IIT, a world renowned agricultural research institute na Africa where they don't partner with we for say we look serious, we want to do this, and then we can help with that technical expertise. So lots they happen, the impacts they on some of the basic stuff. Yabas not been issue, not to issue anymore. With the grow plenty, we don't invest in and the price don't come down, available. With the begin for see same way so for rest. The thing about rest also, even as the imported rest they can know, we find them motivated because not challenge for them because then they produce slightly high, more expensive. But then they see they need for work hard for put them price down so that we local people them go buy with local rest. Eggs and chicken, we did about maybe 65% of the market to 70% would they meet the need now. So the goal now for convince a lot of people and say if you buy your local egg, then when a Salone and producer in chicken, we go able to turn this thing around because we didn't have that cusp for change now. So lots done they happen. Boku results they check now we 1 year reports, and this year also as we round the second year we go build on that and do even more.
You mentioned say less importation, yabas and other things them don't reduce. But first a little focus on the rest. Waiting at the structure there, is it that now due to the planting of rest na Salone make the importation don't reduce?
We do plenty thing them we ensure say we go able to see that impact. We do the actual work. We not for plant rest. We pass policy. We pass policy. So, and the policy levers then will pass. Very crucial and very deliberate. The first policy will pass now for make sure say all the importer them for participate in the local rice value chain. Otherwise, then get 18 months for penalty or then losing license. Then that'll be the first policy will pass. The second, that'll be for put a 5% duty. We actually for don't increase on 5, 10, 15% duty on imported rice for primarily for discourage down and for say that 5% they will take invest in local rice. Now in economics, if you anticipate say bumper harvest, they can, and by the way, part of the reason why make the importer agree right now for reduce the rise of the price of rice within the imports now because they see the potential and they anticipate the bumper harvest we can challenge them. So and me believe say as we do well because the margins on imported rice so it's still high, then therefore they always reduce them price for making it difficult for we.
Right,
so all in dynamics here, all in dynamics and I make you see importation of rice they go down and even they reduce the price because of both the action what they take and the policy measures we'll put in place.
How much for one bag rice now?
Wholesale now about 790 or so.
If somebody want to buy, who say go book it?
Which rest you ask for?
The normal rest where you mentioned about 790.
You mean imported rest?
Yes.
Hey, but you said the buy rest. People they rest and they plenty.
Because the reason why I ask, I can tell you say the price now we, una can see that we go to the shop, not two different things.
You name each of their side and I go take notes, and we know say government don't put policy out based on the pricing formula a recommended price for rest a day. Now all man they adhere to that? Probably not, but not a good thing now. But as government, that's what's on the table. By the way, you self know that and they say not to all 10 people they make law in the falla, but this is a recommended price for let people them falla.